Hello and welcome back to Buckle Up, and despite how this looks, I'm not in actually any trouble with the law. I'm actually at the event for the brand new Ford Ranger PHEV. I'm going to drive it off-road today and see what it's like. So let's go.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons.
The day began with a quick safety briefing.
And that's about it really. Just be safe, listen to the instructors. Other than that, have a good day.
And once that was over, it was time to head to our first task.
So I don't know how much of that you caught, but what we're actually doing today is 3 separate off-roading activities, and Ford are actually very kindly teaching me how to do stuff. So we're now on the way to some pickup trucks with trailers attached, and I'm going to have to learn how to reverse with a trailer on, which should be interesting because the last time I drove with a trailer on, it was a little toy tractor with pedals on it. So I'm sure everything's going to be fine. I've got an instructor though, so I'm in capable hands. Nothing can go wrong. See you down there. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're in the truck, we're going to hitch up the trailer once and do it all properly, and I'm going to be a real expert. It's going to be great. And then we're going to do it again. Well, we'll pull back out and we'll go back in using the Ranger's trailer assist mode, which will actually be much more proficient than I am. So stick this into drive, handbrake off, and see if I can line up on a trailer.
With some expert guidance, I was lined up on the trailer in no time at all, and then it was time to learn how to hook one up. The process was relatively straightforward, though we did hit a couple of snags before we were ready to set off with our trailer.
Is your handbrake on? No. Trailer brake on?
Yeah. Apologies. That's the important final safety check. Make sure your trailer brakes off.
Bad for the fuel economy.
I won't lie, despite being very bashful about my skills, I did assume I would at least be capable of reversing a trailer a little bit. Turns out, as soon as anything goes slightly wrong, you panic, revert to your standard settings and turn the car the wrong way, effectively heading towards a jackknife with the trailer. Thankfully, I had a trainer with me who stopped me in my tracks and made me reset and go again. It was much, much easier to park once I had myself set up correctly.
So, a little mistake at the beginning, which is very, very common, but going out and trying to straighten it and then having another bite at it is a lot easier.
Always better, yeah.
A lot of people will try
and save it.
Try and save it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. So going forward again and then having another go. Okay, so let's go and do something a little bit more difficult. So we'll go up to the edge and turn around to the right.
Fresh with the knowledge of how difficult it actually is to park a trailer properly, I was very glad to then be testing out Ford's Trailer Assist. Once set up, the system works seamlessly. You press a button in the centre of the terrain response circle, and then you use that as a controller to steer the trailer. And it really does a very impressive job.
For a novice, it was like playing a video game almost.
Yeah.
Convinced of the value of the system, it was time to head back to the tent to be assigned our next challenge.
So I'm back now from doing my trailering. Fully qualified trailer expert, trailer certified now, definitely, or potentially fully reliant on the automated system to make sure I make it back. Oh, so what else is rocking up in a Ranger? I'm not sure what we're doing next, but it will either be off-road recovery or just a bit of off-roading. Off-roading I've done before, off-road recovery not so much. So let's see what the next event holds.
Moments later we arrived at what appeared to be the scene of a car accident. However, this was it, off-road recovery. We had a quick briefing about the various kinds of rope and shackles you could use for off-road recovery, where I found time to slip in a signature Harry King anecdote.
is a sonographer, does ultrasound.
Yeah.
She's got a favourite horror story, trainee fireman,
Yeah.
practicing winching with his dad in his Disco 2, round a tree,
Yeah.
came off the tree, heavy metal end,
Yeah.
came up between his legs and dragged him by his unmentionables, which then tore them open and she had to scan them. Yeah.
Winching is a whole different scenario to this.
And then I was in the hot seat. Time to tie the cars together and tow it out of this ditch. Towing the car out was a complete breeze. The power together of the engine and the electric motor meant I didn't even need to touch the throttle once the vehicle was in low range. It was then just a question of using precision, braking and steering to make sure I pulled the car out straight and didn't drive myself into a ditch. My 2 training sessions for the day completed, it was time to see what the Ranger would be like off-road. And let's cut to the chase. It's really impressive. The way Ford have integrated the hybrid power unit into the four-wheel drive system means there's been no changes to the way the four-wheel drive system works. It sits in between the engine and the gearbox. So you get completely smooth delivery of power. It drives normally how you expect a Ranger to behave off-road. Yes, it's slightly heavier, but the battery pack is completely protected up in between the chassis rails, so you also don't have to worry about perforating your battery or anything like that. There's loads of power on tap, torque from low down, and even though we were only on road tyres, it traversed a lot of complex obstacles with absolutely no problem at all. The only thing we were limited by on the day was ground clearance, and that would have been true of any Ranger. Obviously, people lift pickup trucks. That would still be possible with this as well, thanks to that completely standard four-wheel drive system still being fitted. Anything that works on any of the other models should still work on this. I will save my full driving impressions for a full review, but I want to summarise the day. It was absolutely amazing. I'd like to thank Ford so much for teaching me really genuine, valuable skills, which have also showed me how capable the Ranger is, especially in PHEV form. Brilliant day, brilliant vehicle, and definitely worth considering if you're looking into getting a Ranger anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. If you go down into the description, you'll find all the links to all our social medias. You'll also find a couple of ways you can support the channel. So we have channel memberships right here on YouTube, and we also have merchandise down in the description. Please go and do one or all of those things, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.